when we come on to the taxiway markings, you'll notice that we've got centerline markings, we've got some text markings, and you'd think, well, it's just a line, and is Aero really going to speed up taxiway markings? Well, even for just a line, something like the taxiway centerline with the black, when you come to draw a line, you pick a series of points along here like that, and I'll press return to finish that off. And when I zoom in, you can see exactly what you'd expect and hoped and seen. It's drawn a taxiway centerline with black. But the nice thing about that is you didn't have to do any offsets and measuring the widths and things. And when you come to move it around, the boss comes to you and says, "Oh, can you just move to that location? Just move that along a bit longer," things like that. Normally, AutoCAD, you'd have to do offsets and you'd have to recolor the lines and all that's involvement. But no, it's straightforward. It's just like drawing a multicolour polyline, really, isn't it? It's just like editing a multicolour polyline. And so just something like as simple as a 3-colour line or a 2-colour line, Aero speeds that up as well. So one thing you may notice is when I draw a centre line, so I'll pick another taxiway centre line, there's various options down at the bottom. So a gap from previous split road, pick existing, offset from line. So maybe I want to have a line that's so many meters away from a pavement edge. So that would probably be the offset option. So I'd go for the offset option. It's asking me to pick a line, so I pick a line there. Unfortunately, the way this is drawn, it's actually gone all the way around there. But that's not the end of the world, because it also asked me to pick a start point and an end point. And then it says, which way do you want to offset it? Well, obviously, I want to offset it away from the grass, so I'll pick the side where I want the marking to be. It asks for a distance. Maybe I want it 5 meters away from there. I'll actually go for 10 meters away from that edge. And you can see what it's done is it's offset between those points into there. So can it interact with those edges? Yes, it can interact with those edges. And in fact, even if those edges are inside an XREF, it will allow you to pick them and it will extract them from the XREF and it will still use that offset. There is also that pick existing option. So if you want to draw it along there, maybe I'd got a set out line exactly where I wanted it to do. I'll have to create a set out line just to answer this question. So I've got a set out line there that I want the taxi to follow. So I can go along and pick taxiway centre line, use the P for pick existing and pick that, and it's drawn it all the way along that as well. So can you convert a polyline to a marking? It hasn't actually converted the polyline to a marking. The polyline is still underneath there. If I do properties, you'll notice it's found two. It's found the polyline, which was there, and the street features. So it's used a polyline to create the marking, and it hasn't converted it. Because obviously it might be your base plan. You don't really want to rub your base plan out. There is another one of those options. While we're talking about those, is one called split road, and I find this quite useful. I may have a bit of taxiway where I'd like to draw something down the centre of this taxiway. So I would come to the centre line, but where's exactly the centre? Split road. It's really good if you've got a multi-lane highway because you can do it a third of the way across the road or a quarter of the way across the road. Obviously, with a taxiway, it's likely to be the centre, but it's still good for that. So let's just pick split road. It says pick the first side of the carriageway or the taxiway. Pick the second side. Number of divisions. So this is where I put 3 in if it was 3 lanes, but for the taxi we went to the centre, so we want to divide it into 2, and it's worked out a centre point from the middle of those 2 edges. Obviously, I want to do a bit more here, so I'll probably do a split there as well. So go for the split option. Normally, I type S return on the keyboard, but you can't actually see what I'm typing, can you? So 2 divisions, and it's worked that second point out there. And if I come along here, again, I can do another split, and then I'll finish that off with that location, do another split between that side and that side, still 2 divisions. I press return, finish that off, and you can see, there we are, it's created that down the middle. I didn't have to do any measuring. I didn't have to do any offsettings and all that zooming ins and all those sort of things. I've just used the split command. I could have even done it even more super accurate by probably when I picked the edges, actually did use the nearest snap. But you can see even without using the nearest snap, it's got that right down the centre where I'm happy with.